Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into We the Peasants podcast. Today, we're diving deep into the mess that is our government. Corruption, lies, and a system that seems to care more about itself than the American people. Today, we are asking why can they resurrect a dire wolf from 10,000 years ago or spot an asteroid 7 years out, but they can't cure cancer, and they can't catch child traffickers. Why there's still no proof of the moon landing, and what's going on with Trump's American First agenda when Congress and Senate and even his own cabinet seems to be doing their own thing, lining their own pockets. Buckle up. It's going to be a wild ride on today's show. We're going to talk Trump, Steve Miller, the Epstein lists, pregnant women in Congress, and why some are saying martial law might be the only fix. Let's get to it. So, basically, the first thing we're going to talk about is this dire wolf. Some people are saying that it's not true, that they did not actually do it, but some people are saying that they injected real wolves with the dire DNA, and then they had kids, so now it's got more dire DNA. But nevertheless, they scraped together some DNA that they got off from a bone from a dire wolf millions of years ago or 10,000 years ago, and the last time that it was wandering around, and they were able to bring it back. So they could take DNA from a bone 10,000 years ago and create a whole nother species of the dire wolf, but they cannot cure cancer. I mean, there's been trillions of dollars spent on trying to cure cancer and other diseases, when we're finding out here recently that most of these cures are ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, fenbendazole. These things have been known to cure cancer, but they don't want you to know about them because there is no money in cures. There's only money in keeping you sick. If you stay sick, they stay rich. Always remember that. So that's one of the things that are just baffling. But they're also saying that in 2032, NASA has been keeping an eye on this asteroid that's coming towards Earth. 7 years from now, they can see this asteroid, and they can project that it's going to come within so many feet or even possibly hit the United States. They can see that far out, 7 years into the future. They can see that. But yet they cannot zoom in and show you the lunar space module that they left on the moon or the American flag. They can't show you that to prove that we've actually been there. They can't see that far. They can also send a rover to Mars, 140 million miles away, which that's a whole nother instance there. If you look into it, 141 million miles at 17,000 miles an hour would take you 357 days. Well, it doesn't talk about how much fuel you would need, and the fact that you would have to be going 17,500 miles an hour the whole entire time. You couldn't just coast there and get there in 357 days. But yet, they will have you believe that they sent this Mars rover that's taking pictures and sending a signal back 141 million miles, and we're able to just go ahead and see those pictures and record data and all of that stuff. It's kind of interesting. I want to see the size of the fuel tank that they sent with that rocket to get that there. So that's a couple of the things going on. Another one is Trump's agenda. I mean, we've got 70, 80 million people who voted for Trump and the American First agenda and MAGA, Make America Great Again. But sadly, what we're learning is there's a lot of people in his cabinet that are currently on their own agenda. They don't seem to want to do the American First agenda. They want to advance their careers. For instance, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi. She seems to want to be a movie actor. She wants to be on Fox News as a news anchor or something of that nature because she's been on Fox News 23 times. She told us when she was sworn in that she had the Epstein list on her desk. Well, here we are several months later, and we still have no Epstein list. We still have no Diddy list. There has been no arrests of anybody who's committing fraud, stealing, treason, any of these things that we know 100% are going on has still not happened. But yet this woman is on Fox News every day, 23 times. If she would like to work for Fox News, she should apply there, and then we could get Elena Haba or Matt Gaetz in there to do the job she's supposed to be doing. You know, us Americans are tired of being told one thing and then the government doing another. That needs to stop. We're all done with that. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. We had high hopes for these gentlemen. Dan Bongino had a podcast for a long time where he advocated for the American people. And all out of the blue, today, him and Kash Patel appointed Steve Jensen to the field office in Washington, D.C., gave him a promotion, and he runs the Washington, D.C. office. This guy went after January 6 protesters, hunted them down like dogs, as well as families who just believed in MAGA or believed in the January 6 protesters, hunted them down and put them in jail and prosecuted them. This is not a person that an American First agenda would have picked to run the Washington, D.C. field office. Now, see, it seems as if they're running their own ideals and doing their own job behind closed doors. They don't want to do the American First agenda. They want to do their own agenda. And that's what seems to be happening. And that is what's getting done. Now, Jim Jordan, who we thought was 100% on our side, also voted for Steve Jensen to be in that position in Washington, D.C. That is very confusing. That makes no sense to us. The same thing with Rand Paul voting against all these tariffs. Donald Trump has an agenda that all of us Americans voted for. Tariffs is one of them, replacing the income tax and the IRS with tariffs. Jim Jordan voted for that Steve Jensen guy, and Rand Paul does not want tariffs. So they're standing against what we voted for. They work for us. That is what they're supposed to be doing, the American First agenda. They don't want to do that. They want to do their own agenda. They're only worried about their own pockets and how they can benefit from taxing us to death. That's what they want. We have Paulina Luna. I don't even know how to say her name, but she wants to basically be able to vote by proxy. She wants to be able to, because apparently in Congress and Senate, there is no leave of absence or anything like that. So when you have a baby, they need time to be able to, take care of the baby. So they can't come to work to vote. So they want to be able to vote by proxy through one of their friends. Pretty soon they'll be able to text in and tell them what they want to vote for. And then votes will never be, secure ever again. They'll just keep voting. Eventually they'll just, quit voting and they'll just do whatever they want. But they want to do that. That's part of their own agenda. Nothing to do with American First. Now, she says that she's been hounding the FBI and Pam Bondi and all of them, and they won't respond to her about the Epstein list and the Diddy list and all of these things. She was tasked with being the one who put it out there for us all to see, but they won't get in touch with her. They will not share with her what's going on with it. So that makes no sense to me. The only thing I can come up with in this instance is there is no more Republicans, there is no more Democrats. We need to concentrate right down the middle on Americans. Forget the two-party system. Americans are tired of that. We're tired of the Senate, the Congress. We're tired of all of them making the decisions on our lives. We vote one way and want the American First agenda, MEGA, Make America Great Again, and they still undermine everything that we voted for. We've got rogue judges trying to stop them from deporting violent illegal immigrants that are with these MS-13 gangs. They are saying, no, you cannot deport them. You have to bring them back. What in God's name could they... why? Why would they even want that to happen? But they're pushing for it. We have rogue judges saying that DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, cannot find all of the money that they're stealing and laundering and screwing over the American taxpayer, that is against the law. They do not want them to find that it needs to all be reinstated. U.S. aid needs to be put back. They do not want them to find the fraud. Why? Well, because it goes into their pockets. Their lavish, rich lifestyles are paid for by the blood, sweat, and tears off the backs of the American taxpayer. And the moment that DOGE is finding all of this stuff, their lavish lifestyles are coming down and down and down and down. That is what we've been paying for. We didn't vote for any of that. We didn't vote for them to have insider trading. We didn't vote for them to become millionaires and sit in a position that was never meant to be a career. It was meant to help your constituents and the American people. But yet these people, some of them have been in there for 50 plus years. It's time to have term limits. It's time to get them out of there. It's time, if we have to bring in the military. I am 100% okay with them bringing in the military and declaring martial law and start arresting these people, because we have the proof, we have the evidence that there is corruption and crime and all of this stuff going on, and nothing is being done about it. Like I've said in many posts on X and around, they do not want 81 million people getting involved. They should handle it on their level and get it taken care of. Because if 81 million people have to get involved, that's going to be bad news. So they need to get the military involved, declare martial law, arrest these people, change how Congress and Senate operates, redo everything from the ground up, and let's get started over with the American people being the ones in charge, because that's the way it's always supposed to have been. No Republican, no Democrat, American. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's just like this whole deal with Epstein and Diddy. They keep saying that they have teams of FBI agents and all these people working on it, and they have to redact the names because there's so many names on there that they can't have those getting out, but they can release, little bits at a time. That just tells you how corrupt these people were and what are they involved in. It's sickening to think that they have to go that far with it. They are concerned that if they release these Epstein files and they release the Diddy files, that Hollywood is going to crumble, our government is going to crumble, there's going to be politicians and kings and queens and princes and elected officials, and it's going to be bad. But the American people voted for that. We're ready for it. We already know to some extent what's going on. We don't know 100% of all of the names, but we know what's going on. We're wearing our big boy britches and we can handle it. It's time to divulge the information. No more secrets, no more lies. You guys work for us. We don't work for you. You work for us. It's time for you to stop stealing our money. It's time for you to do the American first agenda. Make America great again. And it's time that we get it done now. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. It was just a little eye-opener. But let me know what your thoughts are. And we'll see you on the next video.